What is up? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today is kind of something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is kind of about how to increase your self-confidence. This is something I feel I get a lot through my Fit with Anne Julie online coaching. A lot of women, when I ask what their goal is, it's to feel more confident. So I thought this would be a very fitting video, especially this year when it's been a very tough year. So I hope that this video helps you, and as always, if it does, make sure that you subscribe and give it a thumbs up. So the way that we think about ourselves really impacts the way that we go about our day, the way we feel about ourselves, and the way we interact with others. It can even come down to impacting our relationships. And I know this from personal experience, going through my fitness journey, gaining weight, losing weight, competing, losing my boobs, gaining a bum, getting shapes, decreasing, all the changes from the external that have happened with me have impacted my relationships with friends, my social life, as well as my relationship with my fiance Ross. Because how you feel and what you think about in your head, your inner critic, really comes out to play when it comes out to your relationships. So when I refer to an inner critic, it's kind of that voice that you have in your head that's telling you you're not good enough. It's pointing out the things that you don't like about yourself. It's kind of hypothesizing all these different things that could happen in the future. So it's all these negative thoughts that are flying around your head, but some people have a louder inner critic than other people. Like some people just I've never met someone like this, but I'm sure there are people out there that don't really have that loud inner critic voice, whereas there's other people that do have quite a loud one. And I personally have had a really loud inner critic voice, especially with competing and my fitness journey, as well as me being like quite a type A personality, high achiever. I've always been quite harsh on myself to do well in music, to do well in school, to do well at university, with my fitness journey, with my business. There's a lot of different things that could go wrong in my life, really. So essentially that's what the inner critic is, and that's what I'll be referring to in this video. So hopefully these tips can really help you boost your self-confidence and help you feel a little bit better throughout your day-to-day life. Essentially what we want to do is really kind of tame the inner critic inside our heads. So you want to kind of cut back that noise and build up your self-confidence. So hopefully these tips help you. But before I go on, I do want to say that if you are really struggling and you're feeling emotional, it's normal to feel, highs and lows, particularly this year. It's okay to not be okay, but what's not okay is not reaching out for help. So make sure you reach out to your doctor, a counselor, a loved one, and just talk to them about what you can do next to actually help your mental health. I'm very big on that. I have no kind of nerves about saying that I personally have seen a therapist and sometimes see a therapist still, just to talk through everything that's going through my mind and my life. And I think it's just nice to talk to someone outside of, your day-to-day life, as in terms of like not your partner, not your family, not your friends, just someone that has a kind of unbiased opinion of things and can actually help you clear your mind. So here are a few key things that I find have helped me, and of course I'm still a work in progress. I'm always trying to better myself mentally and physically. But one thing I really like to do is focus on who I am as a person, not how I look externally. So listing 3 things that I think are cool about me, or things that I'm grateful for in regards to who I am as a person and not how I look. So for example, I love that I'm hardworking. I love how kind I am, and I love that I'm supportive to those in my life and those on the Anne Julie Fit Squad. Who I am as a person is so much more than how I look on the external. And when you start focusing on being a good person, whatever that means to you, you start feeling good from the inside out. Doing kind deeds makes me feel good. I guess it's almost selfish, because me, donating clothes to an op shop, or, giving a homeless person food makes me feel good from the inside out. It's hard to feel sad when you're spreading love and spreading kindness. So focus on being a good person, whatever that means to you, and also the things you're grateful for in regards to who you are, not how you look. Don't dwell on the past. Try and live in the present. This is something that I really, really struggle with. Sometimes people will say something to me on Instagram, they'll message me, or even to my face, and it will be something negative about how I look. And you'd be surprised how long that can bug me in my head, and it's something I'm really working on. But even, if a family member comments something to do with my weight or how I look or what I'm doing with my life, that can stay in my head for a week, if not weeks after. So it's something that I really try and push out. I try and push out the negatives and focus on the positives. You have to remember that not everyone's going to understand your goals, your life, and who you are, but it's not their place to. It's your place to accept yourself and not rely on external acceptance for your happiness. Because if you're always trying to live up to other people's expectations, you'll never be happy, because people's expectations change all the time. It's just like beauty standards change all the time. In the past, it used to be like being thin, then it went to curvy, then it went to big boobs, big bums, small boobs, this, that, abs, no abs. You know, you're never going to please everyone. Like they say, you can be the ripest and juiciest peach, but not everyone likes peaches. So focus on you, your goals, and don't rely on other people complimenting you to bring you up. Bring yourself up. Surround yourself with positive people, which is another point I must add. You really are and do become the average of the people around you. This is a good example that I found. If you spend a lot of your time around people that swear, eventually you're going to start swearing because it becomes the norm. Just like if you spend a lot of your time around people that are always complaining, they're always negative, it's a really toxic environment, you're going to pick that up even if you don't want to. So be very selective and take time to audit who you spend time with and who surrounds you really. And this goes the same for your fitness journey. If you are spending time with people that are always eating takeaways, they're always going drinking in the weekends, and they don't understand anything about nutrition, you're eventually going to fall into that trap, even if your goal is fat loss and to feel healthier and happier in your own skin. So again, if you don't have these people in your life, look for them online. There's so many people online in my Fit for Life community on Instagram, as well as in the YouTube world, as well as in the Fit Squad, the Anjuli Fit Squad. There's so many different ways for you to reach out and surround yourself with positive people in this 2020 year. Social media just connects us to so many people. Do more of what you love, and this is something that I often have to stop and remind myself to do, because I get so carried away doing all these other things, and I absolutely love working, but I forget to catch up with friends and go for a hike or a walk. I forget to play my violin, which I love music. I forget to go visit my parents down in the South Island. I think it's really important to make sure that if you are stuck in the same old habits, repeating the same day in, day out, going to work, going home, watching Netflix, waking up late in the morning, rushing to work, and you're in this boring routine that you don't even enjoy and you're not living life, then take time out to read a book or to go see a friend, to have dinner out, whatever it is that's going to get you out of that funk, can really help with your overall confidence. I know that if I am working too hard and I'm not taking time to kind of wind down and chill out or see friends, I get that balance out of whack between work and social life, and it just kind of really impacts me mentally and can lead to that inner critic creeping in. It can lead to me feeling really unhappy. For example, working out is something that I absolutely love doing, and it gets those post-workout endorphins flowing, which keeps me feeling really happy, and it's a good start for my day. So even if I'm not working out, even if it's a rest day, I like to start my day with some movement, which might be honestly going to the gym, walking on the treadmill, and reading a book. Challenge your negative self-talk. There are going to be times when that little voice in your head just keeps spiraling out, and what you want to do is really try your best to challenge it. So for example, something I used to think is, oh, my legs are so big, my legs are really thick. And so instead of me focusing on it in a negative light, I swapped it around and I said, my legs are strong. They get me everywhere I need to go. When I'm running late for meetings, I can run. I'm so grateful for my legs. I can squat the heaviest I've ever squat. They are powerhouses. That's something I'm really proud of. Whatever the negative thought is in your head, try and find a positive twist to it, because I guarantee you, you can do it if you really just stop and reframe your mindset around it. And I rock the shorts. I love my legs. I don't have a thigh gap. I don't care for a thigh gap because of how fit and healthy I feel. And this is something I had to cope with this year, gaining some weight to get my cycle back, was, handling gaining an extra 5 kilos and how to mentally see myself change. And at the end of the day, I thought, you know what? Who cares? I get to eat more food. I get to, have family dinners, eat out with friends, have ice cream a little bit more often, get really strong. I'm the strongest I've ever been, and overall I'm healthy because I got my cycle back. So find that positive spin and shut out those negative thoughts as soon as you can. Don't let them spiral out of control. Setting goals is a great way to help boost your confidence because it shows that you can stick to something and achieve something. So I love having small goals as well as bigger goals. For example, my small goals might be on a shred, might be sticking to my water intake, hitting my macros, hitting my steps, and I don't know, hitting my sleep. So those are my small goals leading up to my big goal, which might be something like losing 5 kilos or whatever your goals are. Setting daily to-do lists and mini goals that you can tick off is a great way to boost your confidence in yourself because you're proving to yourself that you can set your mind on something and achieve it. So write down your goals either in a diary, on a weekly planner, and then really do your best to focus on them. It can also take your mind off everything else that's happening in the world so that you can focus on you, yourself, and your goals. Following on nicely from setting goals is keeping a list of your achievements. Think of all the things that you have achieved in your life so far or in your week, and don't be afraid to celebrate them, no matter how great or how small. I often recommend that the Enjulie Fit Squad celebrate their non-scale victories. So if your goal is to lose 20 kilos, you're not going to lose that overnight, but instead of focusing too much on that goal, focus on the small wins, like having more energy, going to bed on time, making healthier choices. Maybe you hit your steps more than the week before. Focus on all these little 1% changes because eventually they all add up. And I definitely like to celebrate my wins along the way. Like if I achieve something, Ross and I will go out and do something, whether it's, I don't know, watching a movie, going out for food, having a staycation. There's so many different ways that you can celebrate small wins, even if it's just as simple as watching a movie with a loved one or catching up with friends for lunch. Often when people send me a message and they say like, oh, I want to feel more confident in my own skin, I want to lose XYZ kilos. The thing is, I don't believe that the number on the scale brings you true happiness and confidence because, hear me out, I have been anywhere from, under 56 kilos come show day in October last year to 70 kilos on my journey. Throughout that period, it wasn't necessarily a number on the scale that brought me happiness. It was taking care of myself that brought me true confidence and joy. Like I'm, 8 to 10 kilos heavier than I was in October. But I'm just as happy, if not happier and healthier now than I was back then, regardless of the number on the scale, because I feel like I have a good relationship with myself and food. So when I pushed up towards 70 kilos and I was binge eating all the time, I wasn't taking care of myself, and that took a really big toll on my mental and physical health. As opposed to if you are exercising daily, you're moving your body, you're sleeping right, you're drinking enough water, and you're taking care of yourself from the inside out, you do feel more confident. So I do recommend for those of you that are really struggling with feeling confident, try and get outside walking, get some fresh air and nourish your body with a good balance of proteins, fats and carbs. Eat more vegetables and fruit. Try these little things that will eventually add up to making you feel better from the inside out. I do believe that health is a great asset that can help us mentally and physically. Lastly, one thing I do like to do is keep a journal, whether it's for gratitude or whether it's just to clear your mind and write down your thoughts or what happened in the day. I usually will write in my journal a couple of times a week just on checking in on how I'm feeling, but it also is helpful to write down things you're grateful for each day. If you're continuously comparing yourself to other people, whether it's how you look or the things you have or your relationship, your house, your car, whatever it is, you're never going to be happy, because one of my favorite quotes is, comparison is the thief of all joy. And I truly believe that instead of focusing on everyone else, focus on you and how you feel mentally and physically. Write down each day 3 things you are grateful for, whether it's your family, whether it's the roof over your head, the food you have on your plate, your friends around you, someone that held the door open for you or that was nice to you at the gym or on the elevator. There's so many things to be grateful for. You just have to open your eyes. And by focusing on things you appreciate and things you're grateful for, you're spending more time on that than the things that you're negative about, whether that was getting stuck in traffic or maybe someone spilt their coffee on you or whatever it was that didn't go to plan. There's no point dwelling on that. There's all the more point in focusing on the positives and focusing on things you're grateful for in order to move forward with that. And lastly, I just want to say a lot of how we think about ourselves and how we feel about ourselves comes from earlier on in life. This is something I learned from going to therapy, so it can really pay off to speak to a counselor about how you're feeling. If you are feeling really down and all the tips you've been trying hasn't been helping, just because a lot of things that happen to us when we're younger can really impact us in the future, whether it was a relationship you had in high school or university, or whether it was the way your parents treated you when you were younger. There's so many things that can impact us later on in life, and you might not realize it until you start talking to someone. So just know that the more times that people treat you a certain way, the more times you're going to believe that that's how you deserve to be treated, and it's going to take time for you to work on that. So just know that it's okay to not be okay, but it is never okay to not reach out for help. And I really challenge you to try these tips, try different things in order to help pick yourself up. And if nothing's working, feel free to reach out to a counselor or a therapist to really help you get through these tough times. 2020 has been an absolute nightmare of a year. I don't even know where to start with it, but I just wanted to do this video because I wanted to let you know that not everything you see on social media is, I guess, reality. It's what people put out there for you to see. It's curated to you. So you're not going to see everyone's down days. You're not going to see everyone's high days. I just want you to know that it's totally normal if you are struggling this year, and I am sending so much love and light to all of you. I hope that this video helped at least one person. It's just a few tips that I found useful, and I guess I'll catch you in the next video. So if you did enjoy this video, if you found it helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up and drop a comment. I would love to hear from you. I'll catch you in the next video.